So this is the first time I've ever written on one of these. The autocorrect really fucks with your form. It's something I've been feeling lately. It's called The Artists Are Leaving New York City. The artists are leaving New York City and they're going to Oakland, Kansas, and Detroit in search of cheap rent. They are not squatting anymore because the rent is too damn high and the smell of gentrification is making them sick to the point where they cannot keep any of their vegetables down. You know, the ones that are picked by people making way below minimum wage while breaking their backs in the sweltering heat of Floridian tomato slave fields. Organically certified is out of reach for their penniless, ringless fingers. The artists are leaving New York City to find home. They aren't busking anymore due to the supreme influx of poverty and the steady rise of children selling candy on the metro cars as the iPods and iPads steal the eyes of passengers starved for glory at their jobs and non-paying internships. The rest of them fade away like stabilized MTA prices amidst the violence directed towards gay men and women under the streetlights of the East Village. The artists are leaving New York City because creativity is dying with Occupy, and leaving in droves to where change is more possible, on the hillsides of African villages, the space beyond reality on the airwaves and bandwidth of interconnected online communities, and the slums of South American post-colonies. Change is dying, and New York City and its apparatus is killing it. The artists are leaving New York City because they are being stopped and frisked by the NYPD, now that they can distinguish the differences between a hipster in name brand clothing and an artist who can't afford rent, let alone buy clothing to maintain a professional work-like decorum. Why can't you just be normal? Sorry. The artists are leaving New York City. Sorry. When you press these things, it skips places, I found. Okay. The true artist consciousness has risen high above consumerism with the advent of communal knowledge and love, but causes us to stay irrelevant in the machine of everyday New York existence. The artists are leaving New York City because no one is buying the unmarketable. If your name is Horowitz, Alamillo, Yang, or Nada Jaran, forget about it. Unpronounceable to the Middle Americans, the Bible Belt, white America, their tongues paralyzed from the color of linguistical abnormalities. The artists are leaving New York City in search of beauty, the kind not found at the bottom of the acidic bile piles that melt the teeth away of Eastern Europeans standing in line for the sex trade. Their pale palate clawing at the American dream. They're in search of a beauty not found on runways and fashion weeks, or on television screens and skyscraper intensities that block the sun and drown the dreamers. The ones like you and me who believe that New York is the center of the world, or the mad ones roam. But if that were the case, why did Kerouac drink himself to death in the sun of St. Petersburg, Florida? The artists are leaving New York City in search of something greater, beyond cities and pipelines, beyond consumerism and city planning, beyond America and all the lands that lie beyond the fires that have burned from decades of exploitation. The artists have left, gone forever. Their minds weary and lost. Shall they return one day to have found what they were looking for, or die inevitably like the American dream?